Welcome to Android Study Time, where you'll learn by step of Android development. Well, Android is the world's most popular mobile operating system. Every since launched in the year 2008, Android began as a simple and known it as a powerhouse for the countless number of devices. With an estimate of 1.5 billion Android users across the globe, that is 1 by 7th of the entire world's population. This is the right time to start exploring this amazing operating system. Once again, I'm welcoming you all on behalf of my team, DSC, and I'm the Android facilitator from DSC community. And myself, Nanapnini Sai Sandhya, and we are welcoming you all to the first section of Android Study Gems. In this first section, you'll be learning about the new to programming track. In this track, we'll be starting from the beginning and you'll learn how to build the simple Android applications in Kotlin. And the pre-requirements, what you need to have is assuming that you're in the right place. And here, we will be having some pre-requirements that will help for this track. Having the basic computer literacy. I think we all might have the computer literacy. Many of you are, I'm seeing that many of you are from the CSC department. So I hope that you all might have a computer literacy. Basic computer literacy, you all might know, or even other branches from our college, they all are having the computer literacy. So there won't be any problem in it. And you need to have the basic mathematical skills. These two are being mostly recommended for this course. And having an Android device. Sorry for the delay. Actually, some are waiting as a guest, so I need to admit them. So I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll be back to the content. Sorry again. So having an Android device as an optional, like you will have your mobile phones as an Android device and USB cable, because when we are creating an applications in Android Studio, that is the tool for creating an Android app. That's an official tool. It's an Android Studio. So when you're just creating an applications in it, to see your outputs, will be using the Android devices like your mobile phones by connecting with an USB to your laptops or desktops. So if you're not having that, no problem. Don't worry. We can install the emulator. It's a virtual mobile. It will be in your computers. So we'll be installing it. And the process of that I have been already given to you all in the Telegram group. And the process of installing the Android Studio is also being given by us in the Telegram group. If you have not done it, please do follow the steps over there. And to learn this course, you need not to have any programming experience and join us in the advanced your skills and learn how to build an applications. Before we divide into your content, I want to get to know you better and what brought you here. Please do answer for these questions in the chat box, or if you are willing to, then please unmute your mic and you can say this. Why are you here? First, please let me know your comments or your answers in the chat box so that I'll get to know about it.
Good afternoon. I am Yang Sharmai and I'm over here join this session to know more about Android. Basically, this topic has always been like I was very much interested in it and I want to know more about it. So that is my main goal in today's class.
Great. Thank you. It's a good start for the session. Thank you. I'm sorry,
Thank you.
I can't hear your name, so I don't know your name, but I can see your roll number. 513. Thank you so much.
It's 5I3 actually.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's
513. Okay. Still, anyone else want to express your words?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Vaidehi from CSC, second year CSCC. My
Okay.
aim is to that Android skills are more nowadays. Technology is developing, so I want to learn more about this. So I was joined today to know more about that Android technology and all development skills.
Great. Still, anyone? Or we'll move to the next question.
Good afternoon. My name is Amrita.
Good afternoon.
So I am here to know obviously about Android. Um, I've joined CSE, but I don't have much idea about what I'm going to do in my future years. So Android is one of those buzzwords I hear a lot. I just want to know more about it, and I guess these are kind of sessions are going to help me achieve them.
Great. Thank you for sharing. Well, I encourage all of you to remember these answers throughout the session. And let's move to the second question. That is, what are your goals? What are your goals? Please do anyone? The goals might be a shorter or the longer term. So please do express your goals for the shorter or longer periods.
Shorter, ma'am.
Sorry, come again.
Shorter, ma'am.
Okay, what is your goal? Do anyone are willing to
Well,
tell your goal? Yeah, please.
yeah.
Go ahead.
As I've already told, I'm not quite sure about what I'm going to do. I'm trying to find something that I can be passionate about. So I guess I can try this one. So I want to know more about it and try to know if I can be passionate about it.
Great. And let me say my goal. And for this session, my goal is to give you the full content of the basics without having any back step in it. That's my short term goal and today's goal for this course. And anyone else want to share your goals?
Yes, I am Divya from third
Okay.
CSC. It is a short-term goal. I want to create a app or a website which is useful for farmers. Basically, in India, we have a rice cultivation more, so that I want to prepare a website or a app for monthly basis of rice rice పంపిద్దామని చెప్పి. From that we
Oh,
can get the money. We can give the money directly to the farmers either by the intermediate ones. The profit will be gained by the farmers, right? So that is my goal.
okay. All the best, and it's a great one. But even look at the up and down so that your goal might be reached into the highs.
Thank you.
So we'll go to the next one. How do you plan to achieve them? You're having setting goals and you are wishing to learn so many things. You want to run with the technology. So how do you plan to achieve them? Come
The
on.
first step is always to learn about it.
Okay.
First, we should know about in detail, ma'am. Then
Okay.
we know how to do that and everything.
Okay. Still any?
The most basic step to achieve our goal is this session, ma'am, so that we know much more about it, so that we can frame our this like a foundation to our how to achieve it.
Great. Even I will be driving you to the your pathway where you need to do your task and you need to complete your challenges. And I'll be into with you along with you to guide this and to complete this task before the deadlines or before this year. So let's moving on to the next. And it's great to hear your thoughts and your goals or whatever you want to learn over here. Let's go into next. Let's talk about what you will be learning as a part of this new to programming track of Android Study Gems. First and foremost, the goal is for you to build your first Android application. To do this, you'll install Android Studio on your computers or desktop, computers or laptops, which is an application to build Android apps. Along the way, you'll be exposed to programming concepts and the Kotlin language. At the end, we'll also talk about the resources on how you can continue learning and building apps beyond this event. So, let's look at the schedule for this session. First, we have a short presentation which we are going to right now, and we'll be covering some logistics and a high-level introduction to the concepts to help you with the hands-on position of the session later. So now we'll be driven into the topics, whatever you need to complete or whatever you will be learning in the part. So in this new to programming chat, you will be having 2 units for this basic part. So in the unit, in this units, there are sub pathways. So you need to complete all the pathways and you need to understand and create a basic applications in this path. So and thus Android Basics and Kotlin course, you'll be working through the Android Basics in the Kotlin course. This is free online training course developed by the Google for the people like yourself to learn how to build the basic Android applications. The course is made up of units and units are composed of pathways. And this track will be focused on the first unit, which is shown here. It has made up of 4 pathways. These 4 are the pathways, and thus Kotlin Basics for the Android as a unit. That's the first unit, and the second unit is the layout. So in the first unit, you'll be having the 4 pathways, and each pathway you'll be understanding each and every uh, point or each and every concept in detail. At the first 3 pathways, you'll be working on to learn what is the introduction of Kotlin. And in the second pathway, you'll be learning about how to create a first application. And in the third one, you'll be building your basic layout. And the fourth pathway, you'll be having a little longer of work to create your application. And you may be wondering, what is a pathway? It's an ordered sequence of activities to learn a specific skill. An activity can be a video, hands-on coding tutorial, known as the code labs. The code labs, you might be, you may not be familiar with a code lab, so don't worry if you are seeing a code lab. It's basically an IDE where you'll be running your code and testing it. And you'll be having, and thus you'll be having an articles or quizzes. You can see at the least 4 activities in this first pathway. These 4 are the activity, and in activity, There might be videos or code labs. At the end of the pathway, you'll be having the quiz. Whatever you learned in the pathway, you need to uh, test over there in the quizzes. The quiz is nothing but to test your knowledge, whether you have got it clearly or not. And you need not to be worried about it. Be relaxed, and you can solve this very easily. If you are completing quizzes, then you'll be having exciting badges along with. And these are the quizzes. There is a quiz at the end of each pathway to check your understanding of what you just learned. Here's what a sample quiz looks like. There are no limits to number of retries for your quiz. If you failed at one, no problem. You can try it back. Even if second time was failed, no problem. You can try it as many times as you can. And at the end of the day, you need to be sure about you have understood the concept, whatever you just experienced or you tried as a practical part, whether you have understand it or not. But if you get a question wrong, try to understand what the concept is, even if you need to look back at the course material before answering again. You can go back and you can come again and you can attempt this quiz as many times as you can. And after you pass the quiz, you'll learn a badges like this. The badges you earn can be saved to your developer profile. When you're taking the course, be sure to sign in. It will be in the top right corner and create a developer profile if you haven't already. If you haven't already created your developer profile, please do create your developer profile and do sign in with the same mail account which you are signed in for this course to complete it. Please do sign in with the same mail account in the Google developer profile. So it's very quick to create. As you earn more badges, you can see them on your developer profile, and whatever badges you like, you can make them to be favorite like this. You can see them on your developer profile and favorite them as shown here. So how to go to your developer profile and what is the tracks you need to complete in the sessions or in this course after the session. I'll be showing them at the end of the session. And let's go to the concept overview. Now that you are familiar with the learning pathway and how the course looks. Are you familiar with this? Please respond. Hello, am I audible?
Let's continue.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
are you familiar with the pathway, what you need to do in this course or how you are going to do in this? Okay, let me dive into some important concepts that you'll be learning about. In this course, you'll be learning how to do code in Kotlin. Kotlin is the programming language that you'll use to build Android applications. Kotlin is a modern and popular programming language known for helping developers be more productive. Kotlin allows you to be more concise when writing your code, and you can write safer code that's less prone to errors. As a result of many greater language features, Kotlin has quickly gained momentum in industry. It is rapidly one of the fastest growing programming languages according to GitHub. And in the first pathway, you'll be learning about the introduction of the Kotlin, and you'll be using the Kotlin programming as a background for the Android application building. second pathway. And this is the Kotlin playground, how it just looks like. And this Kotlin program, you're saying a function, and this is the function to write a hello world program. Like, for example, I think you all are familiar with the C programming. So in C programming, how we are writing the hello world program. In the same way, in Kotlin programming, we'll be writing the hello world program in this way by opening the functions, and that will be printing the hello world. This is the Kotlin program playground. To make it easier, you to learn, you'll be writing your code in the Kotlin playground, which you can access via the web browser. The site looks like something like this. You can write your code in the window and hit the green button that will be on the right hand side, and the result of the code will be appeared at the bottom of the window. This is the result of this code, and here you'll be having the play button that will be in the green color. I'll be showing that after completing this part. How to run this we'll be doing in this session. In today's session, we'll be doing the all trials and whatever errors and how to overcome those. Everything will be turning in this. And next, as I said before, we'll be using the official tool to build the Android application, that is Android Studio. And thus we'll be creating our first applications. You'll need to download and install Android Studio on your computers or laptops. This is an official tool that professional developers use for the Android development. This is where you will be writing your Kotlin code and building your applications. And this is how the Android Studio looks like. And thus you'll be developing your applications and from the front end and even from the back end. As a front end, you'll be looking at the XML file. In the XML file, you'll be developing how the application need to be, your blueprint of an application. In the back end, you'll be using the Kotlin programming language, and you'll be giving the functioning to them at the back end. And this is the emulator, how it looked like. Well, as I said before, if you're not having your Android phones or USBs, no problem, you can use the emulator, and this is how the emulator looks like. And in Android Studio, you can also use the Android emulator, which can emulate various Android devices on your computer. The emulator allows you to run your applications, and it provides almost all capabilities that a real Android devices would have. If you have a physical device and want to use it, there are also instructions we'll be giving in the next pathway. If you're having your physical devices, then you can use them. If not, then you can use this emulator. Even if you want to see the solution, or if you want to see your application, whatever you are developing as a demo, you can run them in the physical devices. If not, then you can run them in the emulator. These emulators are also been as how many mobiles we are having, like Galaxy, Sony, Vivo, Oppo. In the same versions itself, we will be having the emulators in the Android Studio tool. And even for the TVs, like if we want to show our application in the TV mode, even we can see show them in the TV mode. Or if we want to run them in the tablet mode, even we can run them in the tablet mode. These all versions will be available in the emulators. And this is how the user interface looks like after developing your application. Lastly, this is the part 3. You'll learn the basic concepts of customizing the user interface of a simple applications. The user interface, also known as UI, of your app includes what the application looks like and how the user interface with it. Like, see here, it will be having your images, like how your photos will be in the Google Photos, or have your all applications or gallery you will be having. In that way, it is how we'll be designing or how it looks like. In those many types we can be building it, and by after learning the layouts part, you can easily understand to build how to build this all. And this is like a Wikipedia or any articles or any like recipes or any programming knowledge books you want to write. You can do that by using the Android applications. So let's move to the next part. Here comes the layout. The layout of an app is designed or arranged of what the user sees on the screen. Like if you are seeing the if suppose for example, now we are just going on the session of Android Study Chunks Session-1 for new to programming track. So if you're watching on the mobile phone, then you can see the small screen, and the screen is fitted to your mobile phone. If you're seeing same session in your tablet or TV or laptops, then also that will be fitted to your screen size, and it will be fitted according to small one or big one or large one, and based on the screen sizes it will be fitted to it. But how it is possible? You might get it out. How it is possible? There, the layouts will be coming into the path. So by using the layouts, we can be differ or we can be applying how to adjust the screen from one device to another device. And nowadays we are all having all devices. Maximum we are having the Android as the operating system in it. So while we are using Android TVs or Android mobile phones, Android tablets, if we are even seeing the same picture in one device, seen in the other device with the size difference. Those all can be learned by using the layouts part, and those can be designed by using the layouts. We'll be seeing them in the later course in the further classes. So let's go to the next. Do my voice is audible and is it clear?
Yes.
Clear.
Yes.
Do it breaking or it's clear?
Clear.
It's clear.
Okay, fine. Are you getting the concept or are you feeling anything like boring? If you are feeling bored, then we'll go get into some activities. If not, then we'll continue the whatever you are learning in this. We'll be going into this, and then later on we'll be starting the Android session, and then we'll move to the Kotlin session. Are you getting bored, or can I continue this? Please respond. Sorry, I'm not getting your voice. May I continue this? Or you're feeling something like bored? Are you bored?
Continue.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Here, you'll be seeing the views. Like, here are some examples of types of views that are provided by Android. In the Android Studio itself, you'll be having different types of views like a text view or image view, buttons, and many more, like a recycler view and many more. You'll be learning them in the path further we're going. In today's session or the next sessions, you'll be learning it according based on the time limit. So, and that's first one you'll be seeing about the text view, how it just looks like. If we are keeping any text in the path, for that we need to have something. I mean, like some areas widths and heights, how much we need to settle it, and how much length it to be, and font size, everything we need to color, everything we need to do this, and how it will be done, and how we need to create this. We'll be seeing them in the today's session itself. So this is the text view, image view, and the button view, which If we click on it, it can move to the another layout, or it can perform any action. How to give an action will be saying in the sessions, further sessions. So let's get started. Okay, that's it. At the moment, I will let you get started on the course. Work at your own place. If you get stuck, you can ask me or the other facilitators who will be available. Like if you stuck any middle, you can ask me directly through Telegrams or WhatsApp from DSC VIEW or any other groups, whether you have already joined in it, or else you can directly ping in the chat boxes, or if in the sessions you are getting any doubts, you can directly keep them in the chat boxes, so that our team will be helping you. If even in the telegrams or whatsapps, my team or I will be addressing your queries as a facilitator. We'll be here to answer you each and every questions. And here's the path where you need to start working on it. This is the first unit in the uh, track, and this is the first batch which you'll get by by launching this course in your desktops. By entering into this course, you'll be getting this first batch as a participation of Android Study Gems. And later on, by completing the quizzes, you'll be getting your next batches for the course completing or understanding on based on your performance. So the course link is over here. So this is the course link, whatever the pathways, there will be two tracks, and this is the first track, and in this session we'll be starting with the first track, that is new to programming. And in this session we'll be learning about how the Android and everything. So I'll be sending this link in the chat box. I hope maybe first year, I mean second year students also can access this chat box. Am I? Am I clear? Till now, do you have any queries? Or do you have? Yes, please go ahead.
Ma'am, the chat box is not accessible over here.
Okay, whatever messages we are keeping, can you get those messages?
No, ma'am.
No. Then please go to the Google and click this, type this link only for today's session. Excuse us, sorry for the inconvenience. But please go to the Google, and whatever you can see on the screen, the link you can, maybe you can see on the screen, this link. So please type that in the Google, and you will be
Okay, ma'am.
launched to the pathway where you need to, I mean, like, where you need to complete each and everything. You will be onto it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
g.co/android/studygems.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay. So when you have launched it, okay, fine. I'll show you how the pathway and what you need to do. After that, after completing this, we'll be moving on to the starting of today's main session, that is learning about the Android along with me. So after clicking the link, you'll be getting like this. Please do log in on the right hand side over here. I'm already logged in. So please do log in to continue your course or to maintain your course to be saved. Are you in the same path where I am?
Yes, ma'am.
No, sis.
Okay. Sorry. Come again. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. So please come again. Do you have any problem?
No, ma'am, we are on the same path.
Okay. So now you need to do the new to programming track. So click on the start to course. Then you will find two units. One is Kotlin Basics for Android and another one is Layout. So for this, after completing today's session, you need to complete. That means I'm giving you a challenge that you need to complete this and you need to build an application. Because as I said before, like I'll be teaching, guiding, and challenging you. The first one I'm doing. If you're having any doubts, I'll be guiding you. And the third one is challenging you. So I'm just challenging you to complete these all badges and collect your badges and show me. Because the developer profile is private, so please do show me your profiles. And I'll show you the developer profile. How you need to log into it. So this is the Google developer profile. And over here or here you will be getting sign in to view your profile. So click on it, and the which mail you're just moving in the pathway. I mean, like by which mail you're doing your course. Use the same mail ID so that your all badges will be stored over here, like this. This is the participation badge which you will be getting when you just started your course or you stepped into the Android Studio. And the later on, by completing the each and every pathway, you will be getting the 1-1 badge. Am I clear? Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So let's get started today's session with Android Study Gems, and welcome back to the Android Study Gem. So our agenda for today's session is we need to learn about the introduction to Android, Kotlin basics from Android, and build a basic application, a simple application, and layouts. We'll be learning about the layouts. So firstly, we'll go with the evolution of Android. How we are getting all operating system, whatever in the phones we are using. For those operating systems, from the basic level onwards to the prior level, how we have developed or whatever features are exactly added in it. From each step we'll be learning in it. So the in the evolution of Android, the each version name was being kept as the alphabetical order in the alphabetical order. The first one is alpha, beta, cupcake, donut, eclair, floro, gingerbread, and honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, lollipop, marshmallow, nugget, Oreo. Pie, Android 10, Android 10 as a Q, and Android 11 as a R. So till R, we got like a 2008 to 2020. We got all the 11 11 software, 11 versions of Android. So we'll be learning about what benefits or what features we have got in each application, so that we'll be very clear to understand and we'll be very clear to go forward. So whenever if someone asks you whatever are up to now till which alphabet, like because the Android Google have given the names from A to R. Now the recent one is Android 11 version. So Google have created this Android as an operating system. Google developed this, and in 2008 it came into the world, uh, and that's in the alpha version. And we'll be learning about what are the features we got in this alpha version. And the alpha version, by getting the alpha version, will be having a usage of mails or some Google Wikipedia type. In that way, in alpha and beta stages, we are having a least like we started using the mobile application. I mean, like mobile touchscreen mobiles. We started using of the touchscreen mobiles in 2008 by using the uh, alpha and beta applications. And then after getting the cupcake version, this cupcake version started supporting the widgets. I hope that you all might know what is the widget. Like if you are having any important messages or any like whatever the times you will be keeping on your screen, like home page on your phone, that's a widget. Whatever the messages, if you are important to you, then you will be keeping in it. So those are the widgets. So after getting the cupcake version, the Android started supporting. So excuse me, someone are joining Squad Meet. Okay. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Back to the session. So when the cupcake came, we started supporting the widgets. And after getting the cupcake itself, we got the features as copy and paste in the web browsers. In the web browsers, if we like that points or if those are important, we'll be cutting them or we'll be copying them and we'll be pasting in other pages. So that feature is also we got that feature also in the cupcake version itself. And animations of the screen like how to animate whatever the animations were there on the screen are also came from this feature itself, and auto rotation options like phone or landscape or the portrait scape, whatever we are changing according to the, like for example, if we are seeing any YouTube videos, then we'll be keeping in the portrait mode or we'll be keeping in the landscape mode. Those rotating operation is also we got in the cupcake mode itself. So we have seen about the cupcake, and now it's donut. So in Donut is also one of the first Android operating system that developed by the Google. They brought the Android from Android Inc. And the key features are quick search box. Like we are having the search box in the Google Chrome, right? So whatever has a word or whatever questions we are having, we'll be searching them and we'll be finding the solutions for that. So this facilitate we got from in the donut version. From the donut version, we are having that facilitate as for searching the web and local contents. We got a search bar in it, and screen size density expanded at support for the different screen sizes. Like we are seeing the any application or anything in the small phone, it will be fitted for the small one. If we are saying for the large one, and before donut, it may be fit for the, if even we are seeing in the large phone, it may fit for the small one. See, if it's for the small large phone also, it was fitted for the small phone. How much size was been in it? Even the same size was fitted in the large phone itself also. So after getting the donut version, we got as a sign like a screen size density expand. This was supported for the screen size density, and even the market, Android market is also introduced in the donut. That is what we call now as a Play Store. In Android mobiles, a Play Store is also downloaded in this itself. In this version only, we got a Play Store. And next, we'll be going to the Eclair. In the Eclair, the key features are we got the mobile map navigations like Google applications. If we are having any doubt as how to go move from a source to destination, from one place to another place. Like I'm in the Vishakhapatnam, and if I need to go to any other place like Vijayanagaram or Guntur or RK Beach, we need to have some map routes. So this application or this feature is also introduced in the Eclair option itself. And another feature is we can keep our wallpapers like in our phone we'll be keeping our wallpapers or any god or any flowers or any thing else, whatever we like. Thus, customization of home screen is also one of the features we got in the Eclair version itself, and speech to text is also one of the feature we got in the Eclair. And in this feature, if we are having any questions or if we want to type it, it may take some little of time to complete this. So instead of completing by little of time, by using the speech to text, we can directly use the microphone. So by using the commands, the Google will be directly doing this. And we'll go to the next one, that is Froyo. And the Froyo, we got the key features as voice actions. It's let users to perform key functions such as searching, getting directions. By searching, they'll be getting directions, or putting notes, or setting alarms, and many more with voice commands. And the portable hotspots, whatever we use in our daily life, like mostly we'll be using the hotspots to connect one mobile to another mobile to explore our internet, or if we are not having a mobile data, we'll be getting hotspots. So this string of hotspots is also one of the feature introduced in the Froyo. And another one, as the performance is increased uh, or improved by the compiler, and this is also introduced by DevJet compiler and V8 JavaScript to improve the voice performance. And we'll go to the next feature is Gingerbread. And the Gingerbread, we got key features for gaming APIs. Gingerbread put an Android gaming into a hi-hat app developer were able to build a rich graphic applications with this update. Like gaming APIs. API is nothing but a application pathway interface. So by using those APIs, it started creating a different types of games with the graphics in it. So next another feature in the Gingerbread, what we got is NFC. And NFC is nothing but a near field communication, like which transmits the data between the device to another device. If from one device we want to send one message to another device, by using NFC, we can transfer easily from one device to another device. This feature is launched in the Gingerbread version, and the battery management is also launched in it. And this battery management helps the battery power by managing the battery power by knowing how device uses. Like we'll be checking in the settings, we'll be checking what applications are using the more battery and what are using the less battery, and those all can be managed by using the battery management. We got these all features in the Gingerbread. And next, till now, whatever we have seen applications as alpha, beta, cupcake, donut, eclair, fluoro, and gingerbread. These all are applications. These all versions are used for the mobiles. And the next step in this part, from the honeybee onwards, honeycomb onwards, this Android versions are started to use in the tablets. So the honeycomb is mainly version is mainly used in the tablets, and this has started the tablets to run in it. Like by using this honeycomb version itself, the Google started to keep the Android OS in the tablets. This is the first version to start in the tablets, and this version is tablet friendly design with the large layout patterns and enhanced the experience of reading books or watching videos or exploring maps and more. The next feature of this honeycomb is system bar. System bar enabled on screen and navigation controls on the Android devices also. Quick settings is also one of the feature on this honeycomb. The information what is essential that can be accessed more easily, like if you want to set any time, date, or battery life and connection status of your device in all places, you can do it very easily. by using in the honeycomb itself, we got these all features. Next, ice cream sandwich. And the ice cream sandwich features a custom home screen or whatever you want to keep your apps on it. You can keep them, and data usage control. We can do the data usage control, and Android Beam has also been introduced in this. And next, we'll go to the Jelly Bean. In the Jelly Bean, we got the Google Map. That is the information just the right time with the Google Now. We can get any information by using this Google Now very in the right time. And the actionable notifications and account switching is also enabled in the Jelly Bean itself. And in the KitKat, we got as OK Google. That's a voice command. If we start commanding Google as OK Google, let's do this. Or in the iPhones as a Siri as one of the device, and in the Androids it's OK Google. So KitKat has introduced this OK Google feature for getting things done without touching your screen. And Immenser Designs is also introduced in this feature, and Smart Dialer, like the virtual keyboards, are also introduced in this feature itself for the smartphones. And in the Lollipop, we got the features as material design, multi-screen, and notifications on the lock screen. If we are getting any messages, we'll be having a notification on the lock screen, and those features are introduced in the Lollipop itself. And Marshmallow. And the Marshmallow, now to tap. If now to tap a feature, it get an assistance without having to leave what you're doing. Just tap and hold home button. And permissions, if allowing or denying permissions, whatever you want, if accepted or not. This all permission are like privacy or anything like permissions are. Permissions was the feature which was we got in the Marshmallow version itself, and smart battery version is also one of the feature we got in this. And in Nugget and Oreo, the other features of which will be like all the setting up the devices and all like what we say update versions of the Android we got in the Nugget, Oreo 5, Android 10, and Android 11. What are the features we are being using right now, and many other. And let's go into the introduction to Android. Basically, what is an Android? Do anyone? What is an Android?
It is the operating system for mobile phones and tablets.
Okay. Anything else? Am I going fast or okay for this?
Yes, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay. What is an Android? Android is a mobile operating system. Of course, we all know that it's a mobile operating system, and it was developed by using the Linux kernel. And this is developed for the touch mobiles, as smartphones or tablets or computers or laptops even. TVs also. Nowadays, we are using TVs also. And in this, user interface for the touch screens. Android is also used for the user interface for the touch screens, and it's used on over 80% of all smartphones, like another 20% maybe iOS or any other software. So it powers such as the power devices such as watches, TVs, and cars. Even Android cars may be there. Like Google has also introduced an Android car. Like IBM has also artificial intelligence cars. So in that also we'll be having the Android in it as a feature to show the maps or any direction base, and it is highly customized for the devices by vendors. And Android is also an open source. Let's see the next. We'll see the architecture for Android. So let's see the architecture for Android. In the architecture for Android, we are having the system. In the first part, we're having the system apps and user apps. And the system apps have no special status, and system apps provides the key capabilities to app developers. For app developers, it will be providing the key applications. And for example, your app can use a system applications to deliver a SMS message. SMS message or any other messages if you want. This system app will be delivering it for your app. And the second part will be having a Java API framework. And this Java API framework, the entire feature set of Android OS is available to know through the APIs written in the Java language. Or at this place, we will be using her Kotlin is also been used in nowadays. And view class hierarchy to create a UI screen. Whatever the UI screens, user interface screens, so those all be created over here. And activity is also managed. Activity lifecycle and the navigation bars is also being managed over here. And content providers like what is the data need to be sent it for the other apps, or what is the data is taken, or any thing to be controlled that can be done over here. And expose navigate APIs is, that means navigate native C or C++ libraries and Android runtime. And this part will be using the core C++ libraries gives access to core native Android system components and services. And we'll be seeing the hardware architecture layer. In the hardware architecture layer, standard interfaces that expose devices' hardware capabilities as libraries. Like for example, camera, Bluetooth modules, and so on. And last one is the kind Linux kernel. And this Linux kernel will be threading on low-level memory management and security features drivers. And while we coming to the detailed information of this architecture is this, and what we'll be using and how we are managing the locations, packages, notifications, resources, telephone, and so on. And what will be including in the one pathway will be seeing in this detailed architecture. Well, these are the features of the Android, like it's an open source and customized operating system, as we have seen on the versions of that or evolution part in one feature, how what features are included. In the same way, those will be done. And now it's time to do a practical work. So let's go do the practical work. Can you see my screen? Do my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sister.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after opening the Android Studio, I hope that all of you may install your Android Studio in your laptops or desktops. Do you? Have you installed your Android Studio on your laptops or desktops?
No.
No, no, for time being, we are watching it through the smartphones only.
Okay.
This is the first session that I've attended so far.
Okay. No problem. I'll be taking one more session to tell you how to install the Android Studio, or else you can see in the Telegram group we already have sent how to install in the step-by-step process, and even the videos are being sent in the Telegram. So please do follow them so that you can install Android without any problems. If you are getting them, so please let us know in the Telegram itself. You can message over there so that we'll be addressing your queries.
Okay.
Till now, do you have any queries? So if you have, then you can please ask me. Do you have? If no, then I'll continue this.
No, no queries.
Okay. So after installing Android Studio, after opening the Android Studio, even you'll get like this, but you won't get this. Whatever the projects you are been doing in it, those projects will be appeared over here. So the first foremost thing is you need to do is start a new Android project. Click on empty activity next and name your application as whatever you like. First, suppose I'm doing as sample. Application. So make sure that your language is in Kotlin because we are doing a background as a Kotlin using a Kotlin programming language. So next, finish. To my screen is visible.
Just now it
No.
is soft.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
Now it's again
Yeah, it's
visible.
visible.
okay. It take a while to build your all applications or and the background steps. It take a while. If you're having any errors, then you can make that sure. But let it complete all the building or any applications or background work. Let it complete. So my all applications are done. All are set up clearly. So as of now, we are not into the Kotlin, so we don't know the basics of Kotlin. So let's see how we are being creating the user interface. For the sample one, let's write as a, for the default, everyone will be having the layouts as constraint layout. And the constraint layout, they'll be having a layouts as a constraint layout, linear layout, and grid layout, and many more. So for this layout, about this layouts, we'll be learning in the next session. For, for half an hour, we'll be using this constraint layout and we'll be writing the text, how the text view will be appeared. We'll be doing that. The wrap content is nothing but the half, it means half, and match content is nothing but it's a full of the size, screen size. And this is a mobile. This is a preview of your code, what you are designing. And here you can see your code. This is the code. It's a blueprint and it's the front end of your code. Let's get into the text. And here by default, you'll be having the text view. So, hello world. But for looking this, it is quite difficult to identify that there is a hello world because it's very light. So if we want to add any backgrounds or colors or anything else, we can use the commands as, for example, I want to increase the font size. So font size. Text size 30 SB. So look at this. Can you see the preview?
Yes.
Yeah. The text size of the hello world word is increased. In the same way, if we want to keep any color for that, so color, text color. So by default, we'll be having a color primary or any other colors. Look at this. The color of this has changed. But you don't want the color which was inbuilt in it, or you want to change the color. So then, for shortcuts, you can use #123 so that you're getting a black color or any other color. If you want, you can change any color as you like. Okay. So of now I'm giving this color, and I'm running this in emulator to show you how the output will be. As of now, we have only kept only the text view. So we'll be getting only this text in the emulator. We need to click here. I already clicked it, so it was running it. We are running it. So in the build, it will be running it. So here, this is the run button you need to click after writing your code. And if you are connecting with a USB or your Android devices, then you can select over here. This is the emulator. After completing this, after seeing the preview of this, you can take a break for 10 minutes. That means at 5:30 you can take a break till 5:40 and you can come back. It take a while. So before that, we'll be seeing one more thing. As of now, we have kept the text view. So now we'll be seeing at the image view. So image view. So wrap content. It's for half of the screen, and the match content is for the full screen. So wrap content. So you can see over here, we haven't given any position for this, so it was placed over here. This is our wrap content. So if we write the height of that as a wrap content, wrap content, wrap content. So, but we haven't given any image over here. SRC. For keeping any image over here, we'll be using the SRC as a command. So to keep an image over here. So this is an image view. This is an image view and this is a text view. Or we want to add any other shapes or any other paths. Like if you want to keep any pathway, you can keep in this. If you are getting any errors, then please click as Alt Enter. If you are getting any errors, then please click Alt Enter. Then your errors may be gone. Please confirm. Do my audio on my screen is shared?
Yes, sister.
Okay. Can you see the simulator? I guess no. Are you
You
able
mean
to
the
see my
output
emulator?
tab?
Sorry.
Do you mean the output tab right beside it?
No, no. My emulator. It will be look like a mobile phone.
No.
Okay, now we will see this. This is the output which I got before when we created a text view. This is the output we got. Hello world. How we are just creating it in the wait a second. I'll be sharing the Android Studio. Okay. How we are creating that in the user interface place that in XML file in the same way that will be displayed in the emulator, like how you have seen the Hello World program in the same way. So this is the Hello World program which you have seen in the emulator. That is a simple program for this Android Studio, and how to use it will be learning in the further classes by using the Kotlin cons. So for now, you can take a break for 10 minutes. After completing the break, we'll be starting the introduction to Kotlin so that we'll be entering into the basic course and we'll be continuing with it. So you can take a break for 10 minutes. If you have any doubts, then you can ask me now. Any doubts? Do anyone are having any doubts up to now? Do anyone are having any doubts? Then you can ask me. If no doubt, then we can continue. If you are taking break, then I'll be stopped. Do anyone are here? And do you have any doubts, then you can please ask me. If not, then we'll be continuing the session. Welcome back, everyone. So I hope you all are here. And now we'll be going with the introduction of the Kotlin. Do everyone are here? Okay, everyone, let's go started with the and Kotlin basics. So we'll be having as a what is you might get it out as what is Kotlin, why we need to do this. Kotlin is also an open source statically typed programming language, and that targets the JVM, Android, JavaScript, and native. It was developed by the JetBrains, and thus Kotlin is like a foreign language, and it is easy to use and it is flexible to use. So let's get started with the Kotlin, and we'll be using an IDE for the Kotlin programming so that you can directly use the demo for this. I'll be sharing my screen. I hope you can see my screen. So in this Kotlin programming, if you want to write any Hello World program or any program, so this is the demo program. So, and this Kotlin program you can use in the web browser itself directly. So in this Kotlin programming, you can write you can run your first application and try the Kotlin and practice your learned so far, whatever you learned so far. And the button which you can see on the right side is the run button. that is in the play button, that is in the green color, that is the run button. So click on that and you'll be running it. And this program will be having the firstly for the first program will be using how to print a word or any other thing. So let's print a hello world. So this is the play button. We need to click. If we click this play button, we'll be getting a word which is printed over here. That's hello world. And whatever we are writing here, those will be printed. For example, I'm writing Vignan College. So if I'm printing this, we'll be getting a Vignan College as an output. So this is our first program. In the editor, the right triangle is in the top right corner is the play button. The in between the quotes, whatever we have written a word or any text in the print statement, that will be printed. And if we want to modify, let's modify hello world text as a happy birthday. So let's create a birthday card to give you for your friends or anyone else. So let's create a birthday card. So type as happy birthday, replace the hello world or Vignan College name as hello happy birthday. So if we click on the right triangle that is on the top, right top, we'll be getting an output on the bottom that is happy birthday. So now, how does it work? And well, if you want a friend to write a hello world on a piece of paper, that is a lot of implied information. If you just tell them write hello world on the piece of paper, then go to make assumptions about the information you left out. For example, going to assume that you need to use a pen, paper, and you need to write using your letters. Then why don't you use your computer to do this? So let's get into the programming to understand the pathways. So we'll be using the functions. The first one which we have wrote, the word as fun in the Kotlin programming, which stands for the function. The function is a section of a program that performs a specific task. Kotlin has many special words with very specific meaning. As you learn to the program in the Kotlin language, you will learn these words. They are often called keywords or reserved words. The function that is fun and the Kotlin programming language and will be using main and the name of this function. Function have names so they can be discussed from each other. Those will be different from one to one. So let us call our function as main. That is the main. And we need to, for the function name, we need always followed by a two parentheses, open and close parentheses. In between them, if you want to pass any arguments in it, you can pass an argument in between it. And notice the pair of curly braces after the parentheses. Inside a function is a code that accomplishes task. These curly braces surrounded those lines of the code, whatever you want to display. And if you want to print a happy birthday note, then as how you have been using in the C programming language as a printf in the Kotlin language, you'll be using the same as println. This is how you'll be using. And whatever the text you are writing over here, that will be printed and the text So whatever you want to print that you can keep in the println statement, so that will be printed in the out as the output. So we want to keep an happy birthday card. So happy birthday over here, we are writing in the print statement. So whatever we got as happy birthday as an output. So after writing this, we can extend this program by adding name, age, and every other message what you want to give. And we can change the text as same how we have been using in this. Like happy birthday, print ln, and the quotes, and the between the quotes, you'll be writing the name as Sandhya. If you print this, they'll be getting happy birthday Sandhya. We are always keeping the quotes, and in between the quotes, we'll be keeping the text. What if we are not keeping the quotes? Don't we get any error? Or yes, if we got unsolved reference, that is Sandhya. Because if we are printing a Sandhya, it means that we are storing some value in the word as Sandhya. In Sandhya, we are storing some value or any word or any text. We are calling that word. It takes the Sandhya as a letter or any string, and in whatever the message stored in that string, it is calling that word. I mean, like whatever the message is stored in the text, that for that message it will be searching. But if it was not finding that message, then it will be giving as unsolved reference for somewhere. So if we are giving quotes for this, that means we are telling the print statement to print the word which is in between the quotes. So the Sandhya is printed. And then and when we got an unsolved reference as Sandhya, tells you that the system thinks it's an error in the code, because if we are not keeping any codes in it, that may think it was not quoted, it's an error. So it is not a text, it was calling us some value. So if we want to give any other statements or anything, then we can give them over here. Print ln, brackets open, quotes, I am 20. And if suppose if we give like this, comma, age, let's see how it prints. Too many arguments for the public inline function println. It was not accepting it. Age. What does it give? Of course, I guess it will print it. Yes, it was printing. So this is the solution code. This is the solution code. Let's write your age. Now let's print this. You can send us as a birthday, as code, as you all are CSC students, so you can send them as this. And all the Kotlin programs need to have a main function and fun as a function. Fun, which we are writing in the static part, that is a function, and the function name including method. So main we are taking as a function. For the function name, we need to be we need to keep our two parentheses, and after that, whatever content we are writing in it, that should be embedded in the curly braces, in between the curly braces. We'll be using the println function to print the line of text. Place the text, whatever you want to print, in the double quotes. That's how we have written in the birthday, happy birthday, Sandhya, or any other text in the quotes. It's necessary. And the error is marked in red in the program. That means when we haven't keep any codes for the text, whatever we want to print, we got that in the red line, red color word, and that was being as the uh, unresolved error. So those all need to be resolved. And there is an error message in the output. If we are getting a red mark in the program, then it is an error. Then it shows there is an error message in the output plane to help you figure out where the error is and what might be it caused. And now, if you want to print a line of sentence, and if you want to keep that breaks, or if for half of the sentence in one line and another half in the another line, then you can use the shortcuts as new line. For the new line, as you learn in the C language as slash in, we can write that. Ln. If we want to give a space, then if we give like this, do it prints? Yes, it will. So let's check. So we get space, but we haven't given any matter in the next line or side of it. So we have not having any changes like this. So let's see the changes. Let's give the another line. Println hello. So now we'll be getting a change. So and the before line we have given the space. So we got that line as blank because we are not given any words in it. So we got it as a blank line. So in the next line, if we want to print the sentence which was given in the single line to be in the two different lines, like hello and slash in. I want to print the word and the next line. So we are giving the slash in word. Word. We got the word in the next place. After slashing, we gave the space, so we got the space in between here. If you're not giving any space in between the, so we won't get any space after the word. Yes, we haven't get any space if we are not giving any space after the slashing. And like, if we want to give a one line gap in between and we want to print one more sentence, then we can print that as like this. Like here, instead of if I'm giving space and if I want to write a word, then I'll get space and then I'll get a word of that. She, before she, I got space. So after completing a she, I want to give a line break. So I can write println /n. Now, yes, I got space in between them. It went to the next line. Hello was printed in the next line and not on the same line. And we'll go to the next part. And this is how we can simply create the messages or any other things in this way. And now we'll see how to create a birthday messages or create a birthday card. Let's see it. Let's see how to create a birthday card. So we want to add a birthday card. So in this, we'll be using a print statements to write a happy birthday and you're already 5 or any other messages what you want to send. If suppose if we are giving any symbols in between, please do by keeping the codes. Do those prints or do we get any errors in between them? Do we get any errors or those will be printed? Like for example, I'm just texting as for example, and the place of print ln, I'm giving any special symbols. Then if we are we are getting any, yes, the symbols are being printed. And even let me write a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Next, if suppose whatever we are giving the next messages, if we want to understand it, we can use the comments as double slash and whatever commands you are having, like so we are using the special symbols to be printed in the next line, but this is the command to understand as the documenter or any other person who is seeing this code to understand. For them, we'll be writing the codes. That will not be printed, just it's the understanding part or simply to understand us. And now we'll be seeing, till now we have seen how to print a text and how to how to send a messages. So now let's see how to assign a value into um, any variable or any other variables, how to add them, how to assign values, and how to use different types of variables to putting into it. Let's see them. In this, we have taken a variable as age and we are giving us 5 should be multiplied with 365 and name as Rover and the birthday and the variable name and the which string or value is in the name that should be printed over here. So we are giving dollar and the curly braces we are giving name, so that will be printed over here. And it's a birthday cake. So these are the candles and roofs that we have given as the cake. So let's see how it just prints. At the place of here where I need to get a rover, happy birthday rover. Yes, the dollar and the curly braces, whatever the word we are keeping in the between the curly braces after the dollar symbol, those word which it is carrying as a string or value that will be printed in at this place. And we have created this. And let's go to the next part. Let's print the banner for the birthday card. So to print the banner, let's clear this. The first one is function. So now function name with the parentheses, 2 parentheses, and open the curly braces to keep whatever the text you want to keep. And now we are creating the banner for this. So print ln and between the quotes, we're just keeping the banner. So on that banner, like design part, we are just keeping this as a design. So print ln now and quotes happy birthday on the banner, whatever we want to get. So will be in which format we want to in between or where we need to get. So we'll be keeping them. birthday, birthday. Yes. So now again we'll be closing that panel. Println. I hope that it definitely looks like a banner. So yes, we can see this as a banner. And now we'll be printing the border. Create a function for printing a border. So to print a border, till now we have seen as in the main function we have printed a slash 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 as a like how many times we want to keep that lines in those many times, so we have written it. But by in Kotlin we are having the default functions, so by using those functions we'll be printing the borders. So let's use the function as print border. So print border function, whatever we are writing and how many times we'll be using that function, we are calling that function, those many times that will be printed. We need not to write this as like this. We have written this 2 times because we need to get this and the top and the bottom. So we need not to get them in the top and bottom. So let's write print border. And in the parentheses, print ln like this, so that, and the place of this will be writing as border function. We are calling a print border function. So here and here also we are calling a. So we need not to write those many times as like this before we have drawn a line for this. So we need not to draw those lines as many times. So by using the print border function, by calling this, we can draw that easily. This is a function name we are given as the print border, or also we can give as a function or b function, whatever function we want to give as name. You can name the function, and then by keeping that word and that, and we are be writing that in. But for example, like how we are using a loops, by calling, if we want to add 1 to 10 members, then we need not to call 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 in loops. If we write for loop, in for loop I equals to 0, I less than 10, then we want to add all the 10 numbers, then it directly do the everything, and it will give the answer as how much we'll get at the last after adding those all numbers. In the same with us will be done. So next we got we've been used how to use the function. So next, if we want to repeat the border, then we'll be using the repeat function. Like suppose here we have been keeping these many equal to's because to form a line. So instead of that, if we use the repeat function as for suppose if we want to repeat this lines as 23 times or 24 times. So if we are doing like this, then those lines, by using this repeat function, those lines will be repeated 23 times. Those will be repeated 23 times. These are repeated 23 times, but in a vertical manner. But to make them in the equal manner, we'll be writing this as print ln, and after closing the bracket, so that we'll be getting them in the horizontal way. We got in the because in the new line we told that to print in the new line. So if we use the print statement, we got in the, but because we haven't break this part, we continued it. We haven't give any new line. So print ln. If we give print ln, then this will be shown off. Yes. By using the repeat function, we'll be repeating a symbol as many times as we can. The number of count, whatever you're giving, in those many number of counts, that will be continued. And now, if suppose you don't want to give that symbol, you want to give at the rate symbol, that will be printed. So in this way, the banner will be created. Now, if suppose if you want to give the border without using the in the place of the @ symbols, you want to give any other strings as a border, then you can simply change that value. Or in the another way, here we have given directly. So without giving directly, if we want to give in another way, then we can give as border equals to @ then we'll be printing here border. I guess we need to get an error. Yes, because we are not calling that border at any place, and we are not even declaring which type of variable it is, whether it is a variable or integer or any other declaration is also not given over there. So we need to give the declaration before we are running the code. So it's a value. So we are giving a value, and now we'll be getting here because we are not calling any border function over here, but we are not declared any border as a variable or any other address stored variable or any integer. We haven't declared it in this function, so we haven't do this. So if we are doing this border as a string, it need to take a string as the input. So, but we need to keep this in the parentheses in the quotes. Okay, we haven't called it now, so we are getting doubts because we haven't. Here we are sending as the print border as a string is kept in between this, and we are sending them. But here when it is calling, we are not getting any strings over here. We are not accepting it, so we are getting a path as error. If we are calling them, then we'll be getting a problem solution. So string. So now we have seen that string. Getting some error. So now it will be printed. Yes. If we are keeping any other symbol over here, that will be printed as the borders for the happy birthday, Jancy. Till here, do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts till here? Okay, fine. Then let's create a birthday cake by using the functions and everything. And we want to take an age layers of the cake what we want to be. So as of now, we have seen how to create a banner in it and how we can use the repeat function to it and how to create it. And let's print a birthday card. Suppose we'll be taking this. Print cake button, like whatever the age we want to print, how many times we want to keep iterate, we need to do those many times. We haven't introduced that. Okay. So how many candles we want to keep in on that birthday cake? Those many, whatever we want to keep, those all we can insert over here. Sorry. Okay, understood. So we need to create a main function so that we can be able to access functions. So let's keep the age value in the variable age. Let's take, for example, it's 24, and value of the candles. Let's take candles and or the layers. So we are creating the birthday layers. So let's take layers as how many layers we want to create for the cake. Let's take 5. So now if we are calling the print cake top function in between this, then that will be print cake function. If we are calling the print cake function and 24 years age, we are just keeping this, then we'll be doing this. We haven't called the print cake function, so print cake top or so now it will be printed. How many times? So it should be 24 plus 26 times. 1, 2, 3. 26 times it should be printed because age plus 2, it should be repeated at that part. So it will be printed like this. If we want to repeat that in the other symbols, then even we can use the other symbols to print like that. Like for example, I'm using this symbol. To keep as a candles, we can use this. So the straight lines have been as 26 straight lines till now. So now we'll be calling the print cake candles. So we want to print the candles in it because on the candles part. So let's print the candles. Let's print the candles part. And how it was being done, we'll be seeing in this. If any errors, then we can be rectified it. For the candles part, we have taken the lines as it, and for the lighting candle, a fire, we'll be keeping a comma over that place. And for keeping as the banners, we have taken as equal to, so for the banners, and for the layers of the cake, we have taken the @ symbols, but we'll get as a 5 layers, and that candles and those are lighted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got as the 5 layers, and on that the candles are kept and candles are lighted. So in this way, we'll be creating a birthday cake card. And if you have any doubts from this, then you can ask. And you might get it out that why we have used the dollar with the curly braces to surround the variables and calculations in the next text of the print statements. The dollar with the curly braces, that is like, I'll show you here. So suppose it's like dollar with curly braces. Here we wrote age. When we are printing the statements, whatever the age we have, age is a variable, and in that variable, whatever the value we have stored, that to print that value, we have written the dollar, and in between the flower braces, we have written age, and for the content as println of the age is dollar of age. The age is given as a 24, then that 24, the age is 24. In that way, it will be printed as I've shown before. And in this, we have used the repeat functions, and we have used the predefined functions, what we repeat function and what the functions we want to use multi times, that for that functions we have called those functions by creating it. In this way we can be creating this, and this is the way how to create a birthday card. And this way you can create a birthday card. So now we'll move to the next track, and that's why we'll be creating a birthday card. If suppose if you are having any doubts, then you can please ask me. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? If you are not having any doubts, then we'll wind the session. Okay, thank you for attending the session. It's a great to be here and to explain you or to challenge you. And please to complete the new to Android basics and see you in the next session to continue this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending this session. We'll see you in the next session. So you'll be having a more clear about the, and you won't have any theory in the next sessions. You'll be having the practical session. So you may not be bored over there, and you'll be building many applications as 5 or 6 applications in Android Studio or any other studio, any other IDEs as simple like you have seen the Kotlin IDE right now in the same way. So from next session onwards, you'll be having the practical session. So you won't get any other boring concepts or any stuff like this. So you'll be having great sessions. So see you in the next session. Thank you for attending, and please do start doing the Android Study Jam session and do end the badges. And after completing all the badges, you'll be getting a certificate of completion from the DSC VIEW. So all the best for that, and enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.